Hey there, friend. It's Pastor Derek over here at Living Word in Galena, and I want to talk to you a little bit about small groups. Now, small groups is one strategy that you can use to gather people together. It's no secret that here at Living Word, our core value, or at least one of them, is that life works best with Jesus. A quick follow-up to that, a quick second to that, is that life works really, really well when it's done in community with one another. This is why we love getting together. This is why we gather together for worship, and we have all sorts of fun events. We have Bible studies throughout the week. But small groups is a way that you can take this and make it happen right in your own neighborhood. By definition, a small group is a small gathering of like-minded people who are on the same mission with the same goal, studying the same thing. It's typically a group of about 6 to 12 people. 6 because if you go much less than that and one person misses, well, the whole group feels kind of off. 12 because if you get many more than 12, it's really, really hard to have great conversations with more than 12 people. All right, so as we think about small groups, a lot of people wonder, where did the idea of small groups come from? Well, it's kind of got a biblical background, but even though the word small group doesn't appear anywhere in the Bible. The idea behind small groups, at least I trace it back to Acts 2, verse 42. It says, "And they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, to the breaking of bread, to the fellowship, and to the prayers." Now, I look at that and there's 4 components that they had. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching. We call that Bible study. To the fellowship, that's gathered together. That's sharing life together. To the breaking of bread, they ate meals together. Some people say it's communion, but I don't really know if that's exactly where that went. And then to the prayers, they prayed for one another. Now, here at Living Word, we have 4 parts to all of our small groups as well. They kind of mirror, but not exactly, what those 4 pieces are in Acts 2:42. The 4 pieces that we have as part of our small groups here at Living Word are community building and care, prayer and worship, biblical equipping, and missional service. Let's take each of those individually. The first one is community building and care. The idea is simple. As you gather together as a group of 6 to 12 people, sitting in your own home, on your patio, in your backyard, somewhere in your neighborhood, whatever it is, when you gather together in this small of a group, in an intimate setting, you're going to grow together. Maybe your community building and care is going out to see a baseball game together. Maybe it's just sharing a meal together. Every group I've ever been a part of, we ate dinner together. I'm a firm believer in using food to break down barriers. Because quite honestly, how can you be upset with someone if you're eating dinner with them? And honestly, we don't think as much about what we're saying when we're eating because it lowers all of those barriers. Okay, so community building and care is quite simply the fact that we share life together. Something you could do to celebrate this is to know each other's birthdays and send each other's cards. Maybe shoot each other a text or a message to wish them well when they're not feeling well. A great example of community building and care happened from a group that I was aware of growing up. This small group, one of the members had a pretty bad heart attack, and the rest of the group responded to the hospital and provided meals for the family before the pastor even knew what was going on. It was a pretty great thing. The closer you grow in fellowship with one another, the more community you have, the deeper your bond becomes. So community building and care is just loving each other well. The second is prayer and worship. Now this one's kind of intimidating for some people because a lot of people have this hard time I don't know what words to say when I pray. You don't really have to have all the right words. To be honest, really, prayer is a conversation between you and God. Now, when we do this as part of our small groups, it's engaging in this conversation as a whole. We do these things in a variety of ways. We share the prayer time. Sometimes you can have one person pray for the meal and another person pray for the Bible study. Maybe you can take prayer requests or everybody join together and just kind of popcorn pray. Start it off and end it, but have everybody join in. Whatever it is, the idea is that you want to pray together and grow in this spiritual walk together. But maybe it's not just that. Maybe you're one of those singing kind of groups where you just love to sing. You can play a song on YouTube or play something off of your Spotify playlist or your Apple iTunes playlist. Whatever it is, find a song and let your heart just be driven into a time of worship. Or there's another one. Maybe you listen to that favorite pastor on podcast. Maybe you can listen to something that you've heard throughout the week and you can play it for your group and you can engage in that conversation around why that was meaningful to you. You see, prayer and worship doesn't have to look just like Sunday morning. As a matter of fact, the more not like Sunday morning it looks, sometimes the more meaningful it becomes. So we've got community building and care, prayer and worship, The third one is biblical equipping. Now, this is like Bible study on steroids. Okay, legally doing that. All right, so the idea behind biblical equipping is taking a Bible verse and doing more than just memorizing it. It's more than just, oh, what does this word mean in the Bible? It's, what does this set of words mean for me? What does this text say for my life? It's about taking the then and the there of the Bible, the things that would have meant something to Jesus' disciples or to the prophets or to Old Testament Israel, and figure out why God put it in the Bible so that I would be reading it today in 2025. Whatever it is, God is seeking to speak to you and I directly through His Word. In biblical equipping, we ask questions like, what did it mean to the hearer? What does it mean to you and me today? My favorite question is, if I were to apply this passage to my life today, how would my life look different tomorrow? Super simple. If I apply this to my life, what changes? All right, the fourth element is probably the one that gets overlooked the most. It's the one that everybody has this hard time with because it's called missional service. And we kind of stop and go, I don't know what that even means. Or where am I going to serve? Well, to answer that question, we're going to come out with a resource that's going to come out here real soon that is going to give you answers on where you can serve. Maybe it's a community area, maybe it's something in your neighborhood, maybe it's something over here at the church. But the idea behind missional service is simple. When you serve together as a group, you grow together even more. So community building and care allows you to know each other on a relational way. Prayer and worship and biblical equipping allow you to know each other in a spiritual way. And when you serve somebody else, you grow together even deeper. So missional service can look like any number of things. Maybe you do a prayer walk. Simply as a group, walk through your neighborhood and pray for all the homes that are there. Maybe you can be what I call a garbage day warrior. That's the time when you get to go through and you, on a trash day, you go and take everybody's garbage cans back up to their driveway so that, they don't blow down the road. Or maybe your missional service is forming a team to serve here at the church, or adopting a family at Christmas time so that you can give them all the gifts and the love that they need at that time of year. Whatever it is, there's a way for your group to serve. Maybe it's sealing and stamping envelopes to be mailed out to shut-ins, or going to sing at a nursing home. There's a whole bunch of ways. And we're going to come up with a list, and we're going to put it on our website here at livingwordgalena.com and allow you to pick what is right for your group. All in, there's 4 parts to a small group: community building and care, prayer and worship, biblical equipping, and missional service. I pray that as you go through this time together and start thinking about the group that you are part of, the group that you lead, or the group you want to start, that you can figure out ways that you can grow better together as a community who cares, that you can focus more on prayer and worship, that you can take your Bible study to another level by seeking ways that you can use the Bible to equip you for day-to-day life, and that you would find ways to serve together. Because when we serve together, we grow together. But not only do we grow together, we also provide something for somebody else in a time of need. All right, friends, that's it for this episode of our small group training. Biblical equipping, missional service, community building and care, prayer and worship, a group of 6 to 12. Those are all your highlights. Go back and watch it again if you need to, but really and truly the point of all this is so that you feel better equipped and ready to serve in the capacity of leading, facilitating, or engaging in a small group. All right, friends, be well. We'll see you again next week.